Welcome to Double Drivel, an NBA podcast. Hello and welcome to a special opening night episode of Double Drivel. We are normally a weekly podcast offering a fan's perspective on the news and issues surrounding the NBA, but tonight we are here special for opening night. Thank you for joining us. My name is Greg, and I am joined as always by my co-host JT. You can find us on Twitter at Double Dribblers or email us at doubledrivelpodcast@gmail.com. JT, it is opening night. What is up, my friend?
I am so excited, my friend. I cannot believe it is finally opening night, and the big game is actually already finished. The Celtics versus the Cavs. I can't wait to talk about it with you.
Do you believe that they actually played basketball on a court today with people watching and teams and a score? I mean, they played actual basketball. We're not talking about trades. We're not talking about beefs. We're not talking about just all the trash that you can't stand. We have actual games to talk about. Well, game. The other one's in progress right now, but they have that disgusting ring ceremony going on, but we'll get to that later.
Boots on the ground, Greg. It's over. The Cavs have defeated the Celtics by a score of 102-99. This game was chock full of hot action. And I would love to tell you about something that happened during this game. May I?
Please. There was a ton of news, and I mean some huge news. But please go.
One player in particular had a performance that I don't think anyone was prepared for tonight. Greg, do you know who I'm talking about?
Was it Jaylen Brown? Pretty good. Looked pretty solid tonight.
No. It was a player.
Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose took the second most shots in the Cavs. Did you see that? Guy took 14 shots tonight. Who the hell is Derrick Rose to think he can take 14 shots?
Derrick Rose showed up a little bit more than I think anyone was ready for tonight, Greg. Derrick Rose looked phenomenal. Did you see him? He did not show any signs of injury. He was shucking and jiving. He looked pretty good.
No, but every time he did leave the ground, I was worried what would happen when he did reach the ground. So it still worries me. Still worried every time I see the guy play.
No, the player I'm talking about, Greg, is LeBron James.
Ooh. LeBron James playing better than you expected, you're telling me?
Better than I expected. In fact, he looked like peak LeBron, like playoff LeBron. I mean, my man looks so good. I mean, not missing a beat, looking strong, looking just incredible.
That's how he tends to look, though. I mean, that's just his thing. I mean, the guy comes to play every single day. Just unbelievable.
Just amazing. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. No, LeBron James, definitely the big news story out of that Cavs Celtics game. There's really nothing else to talk about. Nothing else major happened. All right, we're burying the lead here. Let's get to the real action, and it was pretty gruesome, if it was anything. I don't think there's a better word. You got a better word than gruesome?
No.
Gordon Hayward had one of the worst ankle injuries I've ever seen I say in real life because it's not in real life, but like on TV right in front of me happening. That's real life to me. I mean, that counts. And that is probably one of the most gruesome, like I said, probably the most gruesome ankle injury I've ever seen. It wasn't pointing in the correct direction. Like, it didn't look like an ankle looks. There were so many things that were wrong. I'm not good at looking at injuries or anything anyway. I can't stand it. It makes me sick to my stomach. I feel it on me. Like, whatever it is, I feel it, and it just makes me feel bad. So, yeah. What about you? I know he was on the the Utah Jazz for a long time. I know there was some sour grapes with him leaving, but yeah, I mean, nobody wishes for that to happen to anybody.
Let it be known, Greg. I hate this motherfucker. Like, I hate Gordon Hayward. I hate how he chose to play his exit from Utah. It was not the way you want to do it. Okay, but you know, not how you want to see anyone go down. This looks like a nasty injury. They're calling it a fracture, but if this is a fracture, man, like, I don't know what a break is, because this shit was bent so far backwards.
I thought a fracture was a break. What's a fracture? A contusion? Is a contusion a break?
A fracture is. Forgive me. I don't.
Let's hold on. Do I have any sort of doctor music I can put on for us? We can fake play doctor here, because we're not I'm asking you medical advice that I should be Googling. Jesus Christ. What the hell am I thinking? Never mind. So moving on.
If it is my understanding, just from like what I've read on Twitter, a fracture.
That's worse than WebMD. Oh my God. From what I read on Twitter. Holy shit. My Twitter medical degree tells me that he's gonna break it, just cut it clean off, and hope the next one that grows back is better. Jesus Christ.
If you're a sports fan, I think you want it to be a fracture more so than you want it to be a break.
Yeah, if you're a sports fan, you don't want that happening to your guy. I don't think you give a shit what it is, but my God, it was disgusting. I mean, like you said, it was a botched alley-oop, and if that's the way that you want to say it, it was just not a good. You're going to Gordon Hayward 5 minutes into the first game, fucking alley-oop from like 3-point range. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, did they do this in practice? Is that why? I don't understand. You're high-flying Gordon Hayward into the fucking paint up against LeBron, and who else? Was it Tristan Thomas that was in there? Tristan Thompson? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't understand. What do you do? What are you thinking about? So, I mean, I can't believe that happened. But that's the risk all along. I mean, you make these teams, you assemble all these people, and in a flash, somebody's injured, they're gone, and then you don't have them all season, and then, you know, the best laid plans of mice and men and yada yada, you know.
We got some hot info off of the Google machine, Greg, from our friend Mitch in the back. A fracture and a broken bone are the same thing. Okay.
I believe Dr. Greg said that. So that's 1 point for Dr. Greg. What is a contusion? Can I hey, Mitch, can I throw a contusion to Mitch?
Yeah. Mitch, can you check out what the Google machine says about the contusion? What is a contusion? Thank you very much. Meanwhile, Greg, not good for Boston and their high hopes of fucking running the mill on the East this season. Like, man, this is your boy. You paid $138 million, Greg, for this guy.
If you paid that money, I mean, that's a problem. But when I looked at the roster tonight and the people that were playing, those guys are playing hard. They like playing for that coach. This is not a shitty team. And do you think that they can get by without him? I don't know how much of an impact it's going to have.
They don't know what the fuck they are. What is they? Like, they don't know shit. They don't know
exactly.
What they are.
So they don't have anything. They're not used to having him, so they can just go on without him. I don't think that he's that special of a player that they can't adapt or find somebody to fill his role. What does he do best? I mean, you watched him for how many years? What is his skill? Like, what are they going to miss the most with Gordon Hayward twisted up like a pretzel in the ankle?
Nothing at the moment, because in Utah, he ran this like point wing position, and the offense was built around him, and that's not the case in Boston. Okay, so they have Kyrie, who can create off the dribble for himself at any point, and Hayward was like a best case second option, a brilliant game plan by Brad Stevens. But I don't know at this point when you have this like $35 million a year player sitting on the bench with a broken ankle for God knows how long.
That ankle, God knows how long.
Dude, you saw that shit was bad.
Oh my God. I wish we could overlay just a huge picture of that disgusting ankle just anytime we're talking about it, because you got to be able to see it. It's just awful.
All the players in the Cavs bench like instantly responded. None of them could look at it.
The guys in the court walked away. They immediately, I mean, he's on the ground. I mean, they must have just turned and looked real quick because that shit, like I said, wasn't pointing in the right direction. So he's sitting there screaming in pain, and they looked down for a second and saw that. That's why they all walked away.
Yeah. So
I was listening to it.
Yeah. Man, yeah. So contusion, Greg. Mitch says contusion or same thing as a bruise. That's when blood or bleeding under the skin. That may or may not be due to trauma, like striking or like hitting something.
Like a failed alley-oop.
That's like a black and blue. Okay, so that's
Gotcha.
what they're saying is a contusion. Way less severe than a fracture or a break.
Yeah, so a fracture is a break, and that's a problem. You don't want that when you're playing basketball. You need ankles and knees and legs and fibias and tibias, all that fun stuff. You don't want to break those.
Yeah, because these guys are always thinking big picture, and you don't want to like ruin your shit in the attempt to get back in the game sooner, because you have more worth if you play longer.
Yeah, and did you see that Skip Bayless was getting a little loud about all this? He was running his mouth. He had some comments that people are just not happy with. He took the opportunity as soon as the injury happened to jump on Twitter and talk about how this opened up a chance for LeBron to lose a sixth title much easier this time. So, I mean, that everybody always goes to their own selfish nature when things happen, but that just seemed dirty to me. I mean, it was like minutes after the injury happened, and the only thing that he could think of was that this was going to make it easier for LeBron to lose another championship. Like, that is shitting on so many people just with one comment. As the kids say, he is throwing a lot of shade with that.
Totally. And what's up with that, Skip? Like, because LeBron, I mean, oh man. LeBron often takes the high road, and to take the opportunity for an injury where you can say a lot of things about these NBA players, but when someone gets injured, you rarely, if ever, see anyone talking shit about someone who has had the ill fortune of taking a bad hit. So, fuck you, Skip Bayless. That's like the lowest hanging fruit. And kudos to LeBron for, taking a moment to embrace Hayward while he was down, and he seemed to say a word or two to him, give him a couple pats in the back, and all these NBA players who have taken a moment to say something on Twitter, take the high road. It's not even the high road. It's like just the fucking like road of being
the human
decent.
road.
Come on. I mean, you all are just playing basketball, and I hate the shit out of Gordon Hayward, but not in this aspect.
Yeah, Paul George put a message out, and I mean, if anybody knows what to go down with a horrific injury in your leg, it's Paul George. So, I mean, he immediately put a message out on Twitter. And Brian Windhorst said that LeBron went to the Cavs locker room where they had Gordon Hayward, and he checked him out, I guess, at halftime just to see how everything was. So, again, I mean, classy guy, play basketball like a bastard. I mean, you could say a lot of stuff about LeBron. You cannot tell me he's not a good guy. I mean, I won't hear it because I don't think it's true. So
no way. We love LeBron. So looks just a few numbers that Mitch is sending up from the back that Average recovery time for that particular injury, 6 to 8 weeks. So, that's about 2 months. We're in October now, Greg. This could see Hayward returning sometime in the new year.
So the obvious question, I guess, would be: is that 6 to 8 weeks for a world-class athlete, or is that 6 to 8 weeks for some guy that goes and sits at a desk all day and doesn't actually use his ankle?
Yeah, Greg. Unfortunately, we didn't pay the retainer on our office physician.
Yeah, so we're WebMD and Twitter MDing, and it's just information's limited to whatever Mitch can get for us. I understand.
I can say this, knowing Hayward from his time with the Jazz, he is not a Karl Malone type, reckless abandonment, just kind of throw caution to the wind. Not what we remember of Gordon Hayward.
No. I can't imagine that being his MO. But I'm always amazed, though, how many players have gone through Utah. I mean, whenever you see somebody, I saw a thing about Richard Jefferson the other day, and I forgot that he was on Utah for a while.
Oh, yeah, he's a Jazz man, Greg.
Yeah, there's so many people have cycled through that team. It's actually incredible when you look back. But people don't stay. Everybody cycles through. I think that's a problem. But we've gone off on a tangent here. Anything else you noticed in the game? Because I had one thing that it made me laugh. At the end of the Celtics game, Kyrie went to his spot behind the 3-point line that he likes to go, the spot where he hit his famous shot over Steph Curry, and he had LeBron guarding him, and he took that shot. And the shot was short, but they lost. But immediately he embraced LeBron, and LeBron embraced him. And then all the other Cavs lined up to do the same thing. But they all still had their custom handshakes that they did with him when he was there. Yeah. So it just made me think of all the wasted custom handshakes they had. They all had all these different elaborate things that they did with him, and now they won't do them anymore. So, I mean, I guess it happens, but it's amazing all the little things that they have, and they don't seem to harbor any ill will about him leaving or wanting to leave. So I guess that's good. It kind of cuts down on the drama just a bit from this point on. But the NBA definitely used that going in for all it was worth.
Totally. The handshakes were looking pretty good to me. I liked. Are you saying that they were all the same ones from last season?
Well, I mean, I don't know if they're the same from last season, but it's my understanding that whoever, whatever the pair of guys is, has a custom handshake that the two of them do. Now, I don't know how often they change it or do whatever, but okay. I know that the Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving handshake is different than the Kevin Love, LeBron handshake. Right. And yeah. So.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
It was a fun game. I mean, the Hayward shit was weird as fuck. I mean, when it started off on that, and then the Cavs totally took over for 2 quarters. Celtics came back at halftime, and it was competitive. I mean, they made it competitive for sure. And
Brad Stevens a good coach.
Yeah, did you see they had some good still shots of him after the Hayward injury, and he looked panicked, man. I mean, he looked scared.
Yeah, because, I mean, you plan so much. I mean, that guy, all they ever say is he's like a lunatic with how much he plans. And then just to it's like sitting on a chair and somebody rips a leg off. What the hell?
Yeah. Contingency plans are something I think a lot of people don't plan for. And you see, and especially with these young coaches, it's interesting to see how they respond when shit hits the fan. And he responded. I mean, I wouldn't say he immediately responded, but these are some of the subplots that make the NBA the greatest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah, and they were playing hard. I mean, that I didn't expect them to be playing, right to the buzzer like that. But that was a good game. That was some quality basketball, and it's just great to start off like that.
Totally, it's good stuff.
All right. I'd like to talk about the ring ceremony too. What's your feeling on the ring ceremonies and how they have it on opening night? Like what do you think of just the whole thing? Do you think they should even have it?
I feel like this is a loaded question, Greg. Like you know how I'm going to feel about this.
Yeah, but if the Jazz won, it was the next season and it was the first game and they were going to have the ring ceremony, would you say to yourself, "Oh, this sucks," or would you be like, "Yeah, this is so great. Just bathe in it. Just bathing in it." Which one are you doing?
It it never makes any sense to do any type of ceremony outside of like 2 weeks of the event. So for them to like be attempting to do anything related to last season, that's too far. That's disconnected. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, I don't think looking backwards is good in this instance. You're right.
No one knows what you're talking about. So yeah, it's so dumb. They should do it 2 weeks after, just like they do an awards parade or something like that, because it's just kind of confusing.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's like the people can't see the rings. I mean, it's not even really about the rings. So they're going to do a big opening thing anyway for the team that won the championship. I just think having the actual physical ring ceremony there, a bit much, unnecessary. I think you're right. I think that's a good point that you have an event within 2 weeks of something happening. After that,
say it again.
Statute of limitations.
Say it again.
That you're right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You never hear that.
Yeah. All right, I'm watching the Hayward break. Oh my God, Greg. Oh, fuck me.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Oh. Because like as the night goes on, you get the better and better like clips of it, and this one's pretty goddamn good.
There's the one awful still where he's just laying there and he's looking down at his feet, and like it's just like
who tossed it?
Awful.
Who tossed that pass? Let's see who tossed that pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And look how far away it was. It was like from 3-point range. What are you doing? It's Gordon fucking
Kyrie,
Hayward.
Greg. It's Kyrie.
Yeah. Reckless motherfucker. Selfish, reckless motherfucker. That's what I call him. That flat earth bastard fucking throwing passes because you don't understand gravity and the fucking rotation of the earth going to bring the ball down. Trying to get his man killed. Why is he... Look who's defending. Is it Tristan Thompson and LeBron?
Okay, Greg, this is a play that the Jazz ran all last season. And you know who... You're going to love this. You know who was running the point in lieu of Kyrie Irving?
George Hill.
No, your man. Your fucking man, Joe Ingles.
Oh, God. Yeah, your boy.
If you Google Joe Ingles lob Gordon Hayward, you will see this play done at least 6 to 10 times last season. And Hayward, he starts a little further out during the Jazz plays, okay? And I think this is just a case of getting to know the spacing a little bit better and understanding how your new teammates respond to certain situations, because the Jazz ran this play so many times last season, and Hayward finishes, I'm going to say 80 to 90% of the time. Like all of his big time dunks that were highlighted, it's all an Ingles lob, just like this play.
Did he do it into LeBron and Tristan Thompson though? Was that a Joe Ingles lob? Was he trying to get Hayward killed?
I don't think Ingles would lead him into these fucking killers like that, but I can't be sure. But
does that paint look open to alley-oops? Is that a lob lane to you? Like what the hell is going on?
This seems to me like something they talked about, like, and this is complete speculation, but they look at tape and they're like, yo, I hit this play so many times last season. Check the tapes, look at it. But in the times last season, Hayward had a lot more open floor than this. This is way too crowded.
Yeah, you're going into a couple pillars in there, and then you ain't winning that battle, as we saw.
So soon. It's so soon, Greg. And that's as far as basketball plays go, that's fairly high risk. Why do that so soon in the season?
Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't agree. And,
the hot clips are coming because I think we have so much evidence to back this up.
Yeah, he is just throwing the lob in there without any regard. He practiced against those guys. He knows LeBron and Tristan Thompson. If they're in the lane and some guy's coming in for an alley-oop, do you think they're letting that happen? Do you think that's the kind of thing, even in practice, they were letting happen? No.
He's
just
looking
reckless.
he's looking for a clip. He's looking for that Sports Center highlight. This is a bad play.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you would like to go over in our special opening night edition?
No, I think we'll see how the Warriors game plays out. But if we need to, we'll be here tomorrow night.
We certainly will. So, all right. Great job. Great episode. Very happy. We'll be back next week. And in the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at Double Dribblers, or you can email us at doubledrivelpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the show on iTunes, Podbean, or Google Play. And until next week, see you on the internet.